Hey, what's up? Today I wanted to make a video to share how I managed to use and run free and open source AI locally on my computer for both a chatbot and also to generate images using AI. And so if you're trying to find ways to use free and open source AI, or if you're trying to run AI locally on your computer, or if you're trying to find alternatives to ChatGPT, Copilot, DALL-E 3, or Midjourney, or some sort of AI, then this video could be for you. So let's go right in. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is my own usage and my own needs and how I intend to use AI and basically what I've been doing in the past. And so as of right now, I kind of need two things from AI. And so the first thing that I need is a versatile chatbot like ChatGPT that is able to generate some text when I ask it some questions. And so from this chatbot, I also need two things. And the first thing that I need from a chatbot is, first of all, instead of using a search engine like Google, well, I can simply ask my questions and my problems to the chatbot, and the AI is going to be able to generate some answer depending on my question. And so that way, I don't have to search Google, I don't have to use some sort of search engine, I don't have to search for a website or search internet, because then the AI will be able to generate my answers and to solve my problems. The second thing that I need from a chatbot is to generate some text for my business. And so, for example, in my case, I run the print-on-demand business, so I might need some sort of chatbot in order to generate some ideas for designs, or maybe like generate some text tags or descriptions for my products. So those are the things that I need from a chatbot. Now, the second thing that I need from AI is an AI image generator like DALL-E 3 or Midjourney to create images, mostly for t-shirts, but just create some designs and just create some images that I can put on products and then sell the product. And so ideally the best would be to generate vector images, because that means that if I am able to generate vector images, that means that I'll be able to edit the images more easily. Because the problem when I generate some JPEGs or PNG is that it requires more transformation and I lose quality over time because I have to do more transformation, I have to do more things in order to do my work. And so if I'm able to generate vector images straight up, then that would be easier for me. So the second thing that I wanted to talk about is why you would want to use free and open source AI. And that's a pretty valid question. And the first thing that you might want to use free and open source AI is that it is cost effective. And so you don't have to purchase a license, or you don't want to pay for a subscription for services. For example, I've been using ChatGPT in the past, and I've been using Microsoft Copilot in the past. And so by having a free and open source alternative, then you're able to let go of these subscriptions and to have something that is free of cost. And so that can basically be pretty attractive. And so the second reason you might want to use free and open source AI is because it is flexible. When you use free and open source AI, the code is free and open source, and so that means that anybody have access to the code. And so if you know how these things work, you can basically make changes to fit your needs. And so the third reason you might want to use free and open source AI is because of the transparency and the privacy. And so again, since the code is free and open source, that means that anybody, including you, can look at the code and try to understand it. And because of that, you're able to know exactly what the code does, you know exactly what the program does, and so because of that, you can trust it more. And so this is great if you actually know how to learn code and if you know how to read code. And since in this case, the AI, you're running it locally on your own computer with your own GPU and your own CPU. That means that you don't have to log into some sort of online service that could track everything that you do. And so the only thing is that you have to make sure that you download everything, including all the AI models that you want to use on your computer, and then you're able to use your computer and the AI privately. And so the third thing that I wanted to talk about is GPT4ALL. And GPT4ALL is basically the AI chatbot that I'm currently using and I'm currently testing for everything related to, just like I said before, everything related to chatbot and generating some text and anything like that. And so in this case, GPT4ALL is kind of an alternative to ChatGPT. But the difference is that this one here is free to use. It runs locally on your computer, and so it is privacy aware because you don't require any internet connection. You just install all your models, and then your own computer is running all the AI. And so to install GPT4ALL, what you have to do is that first of all, you go on GPT4ALL.io. And then the second thing is that you install the software for your own operating system. So in my case, I'm using Linux right now, so I went with the Ubuntu installer. So you just go and do that. So once the software is installed, that's basically the software that you're using right here. And so now that you have the software, what you have to do is that you actually have to choose the AI model to have all the data that the AI is going to use. So in my case here, what I did is that I went here and I went into download. And here you have a bunch of different models that you can use to use with the software. And so in my case, I decided to go with the first one here, which is new Armis 2 Mistral DPO. And I don't know, I'm just trying it out for now. And I decided to go with this one because it says here that it is the best overall. So I just went with it. So you just have to install it. And it's basically like, I think it's something like 4 GB that you have to download. And you have other options, and you can even show more models. And you can also use ChatGPT here. You can install some sort of API key to also use ChatGPT. But like in the end, if you decide to go that way, you're still going to send your chat to OpenAI. So I don't know, if I'm going to run something locally, then I want to make sure that it's running locally and that I'm not like sending things to some sort of server. So once everything is set up, it's pretty much similar to the experience that you might have on ChatGPT. And so like the interface is quite similar in actuality. And then once everything is set up, you can start asking a question. And so for example, in my case, I can ask it like, give me 10 t-shirt design ideas, for example, my business. And so just like ChatGPT is going to generate me a bunch of ideas for my print-on-demand business. But the only difference is that everything is on my computer here. Everything is made on my computer. And so I think this is quite interesting because with this, I'm able to replace ChatGPT and simply use this to generate some text or whatever. The only thing that I dislike about GPT4ALL is that yes, it is technically free to use, but I don't think like my freedom is being completely respected. So I don't think it is completely free and open source. I mean, yes, it is free to use and it is open source because you can go on GitHub and just look at the code. But I don't think like it is respecting my freedom entirely. And I'm going to explain why. And so if, for example, I search into the command, how to kill someone, for example, okay? This is a pretty violent subject and a pretty not so good subject to talk about, but I still wanted to try it, okay? But you see, when you ask such a question, the answer that you get is that the AI is not allowed to promote violence and harm towards others. And so I understand why this AI is doing this, because then the AI tries to be ethical, and I respect that. And I understand that very much. But in my case, when I ask such questions, and I get some censoring like this, I don't feel I can trust the AI that much. I don't feel like my freedom is being respected, because if I have a question and then the answer is being censored, then that means that like this AI right here is kind of hiding the truth. I mean, obviously, like I don't necessarily have bad intentions here, but maybe that's a question that I might genuinely need in order to defend myself, for example. And so I feel right now that the AI is hiding the truth from me, and so because of that, I cannot like fully trust the AI, because it is censoring things from me and it is hiding the truth from me. And so, I mean, I'm still able to use it for my business, but it's just a little thing that I dislike about it. And so the fourth thing that I wanted to talk about is automatic 1111 stable diffusion. And automatic 1111 is currently the way that I chose to generate some images. But you see, the difference is that instead of using something like DALL-E 3 from OpenAI or Microsoft Designer or Copilot Pro or any AI generator, now with automatic 1111 I'm able to generate AI images literally on my computer, locally on my computer. And so to do that, what you can do is go on the GitHub page, and since it is open source, you can download the software here, and you have the installation here, everything that you might need to do depending on your operating system. And so in my case, I'm currently running Linux, so I had to install a bunch of dependencies right here. And so you just make sure to install that, and then you can simply install the command here, run the command here to get access to the web UI. And so once you have the web UI, you simply run it on your computer. And so the first time you run the web UI, it's going to install a bunch of things, and I think it's going to install a bunch of AI models as well, so you might want to do that. And so once everything is up and set up, that's the interface that you get, and the web UI here is literally running inside your web browser, your default web browser. So in order to generate an image, what you have to do is simply enter your prompt here in the first box here, and you also have a different settings here that you can use. And so for example, I think the most important things are probably the width and the height, so that you can choose these settings. And then you have also different settings related to the sampling methods and sampling steps and a bunch of other things. And I think that's pretty cool. And so everything that you're going to use here and enter in these settings here, it's actually your computer that is going to generate these images using your GPU. That being said, the default models that come with the installation and that comes by default with the softwares might not be exactly what you want. And so what you can do is that, just like GPT4ALL, you can download your own models and then decide what you want to do. And so in my case, I'm already familiar with DALL-E 3. And so what I figured is that I would try to find something like DALL-E 3 so that I can generate things that are quite familiar to what I've been doing in the past. And so in my case, I found some models that is called OpenDALL-E, and it is intended to be the closest possible to DALL-E 3. And this is what I've been using so far, and I got some pretty good results. So to download these models, you simply have to press the download button here, and then it's going to download the model file. And so what you have to do is simply copy paste the AI models into one of your folder for the web UI. And so if I come back to here and then I enter a prompt here, I'm going to say a birthday cake with happy birthday text and then a white background just to test it out. Then it's gonna generate an image here. And so here it just generated a cake with some text on it. But as you can see, like the text, just like with any AI generator, it's kind of a hit or miss. And so right here, it was able to generate the text, but it's not exactly perfect. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm assuming that over time it's gonna get better. Let's try another one. So, okay, the text is not so good as well. You can tell that the text is it's trying, but it's not exactly what it is. So everything related to text, I would not necessarily try to do that. So another thing that I like about Automatic 1111 is compared to GPT4ALL that I tested earlier, where I had problems with freedom. Well, Automatic 1111 doesn't put any restriction, and so you're completely free to create anything that you want, any image that you want. And so yes, that comes with freedom, but you also have to be careful to not abuse it, if that makes sense. So in conclusion, I think it is very possible to use free and open source AI without the need to use paid services and proprietary services like ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, Midjourney, all these other AI. That being said, using free and open source AI might require a little bit more effort to set up and use, because ultimately you have to take the time to install a bunch of things and to install the software. And you also have to make sure that you're actually using the right models for your own specific needs. But yes, that might require more time, but that can also be a good thing, because you're actually learning how your computer is working, and you're actually learning how AI is also working, and and what it takes to actually run everything. And so from my own experience, I think that paid services like ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot are much more powerful, and they work very great out of the box without any setup required. And these apps, these ChatGPT and Copilot, they also have mobile apps. And as of right now, I don't think that free and open source alternative have mobile apps right now. And so if you intend to use AI on your mobile, then you still might need to use proprietary solutions. That being said, I'm assuming that over time things might evolve, and I'm pretty sure that at some point we're going to have chatbots, free and open source chatbots that are running on the phone. And another thing that I would love to see also is being able to combine both the AI chatbot and the AI image generator under the same software and under the same chatbot, if that makes sense. And so as of right now, I have to use two different softwares for my needs. And so what I'm trying to say here is that, as of right now, ChatGPT, it's one chat, and that there's the chatbot, and then within that chatbot, there's also DALL-E 3, the AI image generator, that is also included. And so what I would love to see at some point is some sort of chatbot that is able to generate some text, that is able to answer my question, and that is also able to generate some images. So that's pretty much it for now, and I hope that this video was helpful to you. If this video was valuable to you, you could consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below, because I will answer everything, and your thoughts and comments could also be viral to other people. And so that's it for this video, okay? Peace.